Previously on Survivor Canberra versus the World. After Todd's elimination and a stressful tribal council, emotions were running high on the Gondwana tribe. Lauren recognised that with Todd gone, she was now the biggest threat left in the game. Despite her frustrations with Bethany and Eden, Lauren went into damage control mode to try and swing them both back to her side.
Both Bethany and Eden flipped, and I honestly can't understand the logic of it. I just can't. Those three have done nothing. Nothing.
Meanwhile, as predicted, the tribe made plans to oust Lauren as she became the biggest threat left in the game. At the Immunity Challenge, rising tensions were made even worse after a game of touchy subjects and trivia. Lauren's threat level got even larger when she was voted the player most deserving to win the game. Sabrina aced the challenge to win immunity and to, more importantly, keep immunity out of Lauren's hands. Back at camp, Oscar, Sabrina and Pauline were steadfast in their plans to vote out Lauren. Bethany tried to convince her partner in crime, Eden, to swing back to Lauren and Ed's side for one more vote and get rid of Oscar.
I still think the right move for me and for Eden are to yo-yo back and forth a little bit between the two groups.
At Tribal Council, conversation turned to the realities of what it's like to be a woman playing Survivor. In the end, Eden went against Lauren, citing her as too big of a threat to move forward with in the game. Ed, who wanted to be in the majority, also turned his back on Lauren to send her to the jury in a 5-2 vote. 6 players remain. Who will be voted out tonight?
Yeah. It's a sexy shot, right? Yeah.
I think Ed could be a golden boy. He could be in the golden boy archetype. And yeah, I think Ed is the type of person who often wins Survivor.
Yeah.
And that scares me.
Maybe it's an eating challenge.
I've got challenge thing.
Hey, maybe it's a sprinting challenge.
Oh, please. This experience has been so much fun for me. I've had such a great time. I'm so naive though. I'm hanging out with super fans of Survivor. I've got no idea what's going on half the time. What happens when there's a tie?
Okay, so in the event that there's a tie, everyone revotes except for the people in the tie. So if there was a tie between you and me, everybody else would revote, and they could only vote for me or for you.
Okay, that's right. I'm having a hoot. I'm having a great time.
If Ed knows more about the game than he's let on to everyone, then I think he would be able to smash a final tribal.
Unless he comes out and goes, lol, I fooled you all. I actually, like Todd was saying, I asked you how, what happens if there's a tie?
Yeah.
I've watched all 43 seasons.
Yeah. I think that's,
I deliberately got every Survivor question wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be really funny.
That is really, strategic.
That would be really funny.
I wasn't going to write down Lauren's name, and I did my best to try and convince Eden to work with us one last time, basically. I just didn't want to vote for Lauren. That was too hard. And I had said to Eden,
Did you vote for Oscar?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Like I said to him, he has to make his own decision and he has to do what's best for his game. But I really felt like what was best for both of our games was to stick with them one last vote and then swing back. But I said to Eden, it's up to him. He has to make the decision for himself.
Yeah.
Obviously, we are playing separate games.
Yeah.
I just need to get back on the same page with him and hopefully with Pauline, and maybe make sure that the target is either Sabrina or Ed this round. I think that's my best chance. Either Sabrina or Ed doesn't win immunity
The other
here.
one.
We've got to vote for them.
And I'm happy with that.
Okay. I'm good with that too.
Yeah, like, I love Sab as a person, but
I know, same. Yeah.
I don't know whether I could beat, you know, Ed at the final 3. I'm a bit worried. I think if neither of them win immunity, I'd rather Ed go.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think that he has a good chance of like piggybacking off that narrative.
Yeah.
Like we were at the bottom after the swap and whatever that Lauren's just put out there.
Yeah.
And I'm worried. Like he is also outspoken. Like he's a teacher. I think that if Oscar and I sing together at the final 3, I can beat him. I think I can speak better than him. We've played very similar games. I know you voted for Oscar. I still reckon that we have a good shot against him.
I think so too.
He's young. I don't think he'll be as well spoken as we are.
Okay.
So I would be very happy if the 4 was like us,
Yeah.
Oscar and Eden.
Okay.
Would you be happy with that?
I think so too. I think things are fluid enough that I still have room to move. And I think that I just need to get in there now and do some damage control with Oscar.
No, that's fine. I think it would be stupid for me to be like, oh my god, because I think we can still work together 100%.
Yeah,
I
like,
still
I
think
can-
Final Four, you, myself.
I know.
Tribal Council went well. Obviously, I got votes, which isn't ideal, but the majority of people voted off Loz, which obviously was the smart move. I'm not really surprised that happened.
That's the first time I felt like really bad voting for someone.
Yeah, me too. Well, no, I felt bad for most of them, but that was a particularly hard one just because of the themes that we touched on.
Yeah,
It's so important, and yeah, I don't think there's anything I can really weigh in on, but
That tribal, we did touch on a couple themes with being a woman playing Survivor. And I think Loz, exemplifies how any woman should play the game. Strong, hard, not unapologetic. So I really respect her.
how are you feeling, man?
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
That was a tough one. Yeah.
I really genuinely felt awful.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's part of the game. She appreciated that too. I think she understood. She knew it was coming. Oh, after Loz has been voted off, mate, I feel terrible because I was one of the votes. She's been a real good friend this entire competition. She's been a really strong ally. She's kind of helped me and guided me through the entire thing. But I could see the way the wind was blowing. I knew it was time to jump ship.
Did you vote for her?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
That did
I voted for her.
Oh, you did?
In hindsight, they're going to vote me out next anyway. So I really need to win immunity in the next challenge or I'm done. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
I reckon all of us she would have put up a tough fight for all of us at the end. So, had to be done.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
So that was a rough tribal. I really love Loz, and it was a very difficult decision to make. I didn't want to have to make that decision, especially because she put her game in line for us, and I sort of stabbed her in the back. Not sort of. I stabbed her in the back.
I think Ed should go because I think Lauren's just started a really strong narrative over there of we were at the bottom on the swap tribe, the 3 yellows and whatever, and we clawed our way, you guys have coasted, etc.
But either way, I think I've got a very clear path to the end now. I think the main goal is to take out Sab. She's the big threat and she needs to go home immediately. I'm equally fine with both of them going.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Ed puts up that much of a fight at the final tribal. It's only people really respect him socially and physically, but he has done not one thing strategically the entire time. Fuck all about Idols and Advantages. It's annoying because I used to be the Advantage King and now I'm an Advantage Peasant. So I don't know if anyone knows about an idol. I don't think they're anywhere.
No.
Part of the reason why I shifted the target at the final 8 from Oscar to Sab because I wanted Oscar and Pauline to know that the other side was thinking of Sab as a threat.
Would really like to target Sab next over Ed.
Okay.
Obviously, whatever happens in the immunity.
So my concern with Sab over Ed is that I'm really worried that the jury actually likes Ed.
Honestly, my ideal move now would be to take out Sab.
So
Immunity, we'll see what happens with immunity. I just think Sab, I thought this with Todd as well, I think it's the last opportunity.
I think we've played a similar game, and I think she's done better at that similar game. So I think I would prefer for her to go.
I'm just concerned that Sab now has an idol, and we need to make sure it's like a clean that side, just in case.
Sab and I have worked together for a while now, and I just think it's time.
When I first thought Todd had it, then I was like, if Todd doesn't have it, Loz doesn't have it, and now I'm like, Sab must have it. Whatever happens, but next thought. Ed? Yeah, awesome.
We need to stop that man from getting to the final.
I know, yeah.
He'll win.
I know, yeah. I think his time has come.
Yeah, he's such a great guy.
Yeah, love Ed, yeah.
The other thing is we have to stop Ed from going on an immunity tear, and so we can, vote out who we want when we want. Eden?
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that vibe from some of the others in this little group as well. That just he's not necessarily like a threat, but he's just less trustworthy, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know really where that. I'm really.
But he would have voted. He voted for Loz as well, didn't he? Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe a final 3 women. We've got Beth, myself, and Pauline. I like the look of that.
At this point in this competition, I feel like it's anyone or me, because I feel like after Loz, I make the most logical choice to be voted off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll vote with the group. I don't think I am the biggest threat in this game at all. I think our little challenge that we did before, we named names. I think we've outlined that Sabrina's probably the biggest threat. No, because I put it to her as in if I get immunity next, because I'm next.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily.
So that's why I wanted to come talk to you guys about. So I said, if I win immunity next, who would you vote for? She said your name, but that doesn't mean she's going to vote for you. I think she'd vote for me next. I think trying to get rid of Sabrina might be the easier vote to do now, because everyone will agree that she is probably the most likely to win if we're not careful.
I would say that my next target would be Sab.
I think Sab's the right. I think that's the right move.
Yeah.
She seems the strongest in the challenges. I think I've got a bit of talking to do. If I can win immunity, that would be ideal. I think this seems like a good little group.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm more than happy to sit with these, like you two.
Yeah.
Final.
I would be very happy with that.
That seems great. And then I think we'd be judged pretty fairly by the panel.
Yeah.
Like we've all got some enemies. Like you don't have John on your side.
No.
For whatever reason, you do not have John on your side.
Before we voted him out, it's like Eddie and I really made up and
I really
wanted to work with
Well, maybe
Eddie.
that's good then.
There's so few people now that everyone's a target. Everyone's a threat. Everyone's a target. It could be anyone at any time. So I'm just going to hold on as hard as I can and just hope for the best. It is like I've got more space around me, but I'm more claustrophobic.
Come on in. Welcome back. Final 6. And Croissant.
And Croissant. The 7th member of the tribe. Yeah. So Bethany, you had an interesting tribal council, obviously. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, like obviously the tribal council didn't go in the way that I voted, but I'm okay with that. There's always ways to move forward in the game, and it's just a matter of looking for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. So, are you ready for your next challenge?
Yeah.
All right. So, we are playing for immunity. So, we'll get the necklace back, please, Sab.
Thanks, Sab.
All right. So, immunity back up for grabs.
In this challenge, contestants will draw for spots and then start the challenge at the edge of a grid comprised of square tiles. One at a time, contestants will take one step onto a new tile, turning it over to show a blank tile. Contestants are not allowed to step onto a space that has already been used and can only move forwards, backwards, and sideways. When a player has no more legal moves, they are eliminated from the challenge. The last person standing wins immunity and is safe from the vote. Okay, survivors ready? Let's go.
Oscar, you're up first. Flips his first tile. First one's an easy move, no choice to make there.
Okay.
All right, round one done. Now the choice. Where do you go, left, right, or forward? Oscar chooses to go forward. Pauline chooses to go forward. Bethany chooses to go forward. Eden chooses to go forward. Okay, Ed chooses to go left. Broke the chain.
Broke the chain.
Sab chooses to go forward. Ed just loves doing things differently, I think, yeah. Is there a strategy at this point, do you think? Are they looking forward into the game?
Yeah, that's right.
It's really about foresight, isn't it? It's hard to see.
Kind of like the game of Survivor.
Yeah.
Which way is Sab going to go? Okay, further towards Ed.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Oscar staying close to the edge could be a good strategy. Just sort of depends where the other players move as well. If they move to you, or if they move somewhere else. There's also a strategy of who they don't want to win, if they're blocking people.
True.
Playing offensively.
Yep.
All right, a lot of players congregating in the middle here.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've got a lot of players in the middle. I wonder how that'll factor.
People staying away from Oscar.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll help Oscar or if he's painting himself into a corner there. Ed right next to Bethany now. Lovely. Sab moving to the left a little bit. I wonder if she's trying to move into that open space there that Oscar was occupying.
Oscar's getting a bit hemmed in there.
Yeah. Pauline wondering which way to go now. Does she go left or right? Or forward? She goes forward, cuts off that end of the sequence.
That's it.
Ed and Bethany sort of following the same path there, aren't they?
They are clearly working together on this challenge.
All right, so Sab's locked Oscar out of that corner. They both sort of painted themselves into a corner there. Who has more spaces on that side? Bethany's running out of options there as well. She's going to go into Eden's space. Ed has that corner to himself now.
He does.
Not looking too bad. Plenty of space there for Ed. Same with Sabrina in this corner. She's trying to do the maths.
Who's got more? That's it.
Pauline, though, has got that whole middle part to herself now, so if she plays it well, she could have a bit of space. Players trying to count the tiles to see if they've won before the challenge is over. Pauline doesn't look too bad here. She's got a whole row to herself now.
Plus some.
Plus some.
Yeah.
All right, Bethany's up next. All right, there is still a couple of moves of Bethany and Ed in there, but not many. Ed just chilling in the corner there with his free space.
He's got a few rows left.
Yeah. Oscar using up his corner there. Pauline's going to have to start working down that stretch.
Bethany and Eden are a bit stuck there.
Yeah. All right, Bethany's out. She's got no more spaces to move on to.
Eden's off as well.
Eden's off as well.
Okay, so we have 4 left.
So Sab, Oscar, Pauline, and Ed. Who has the most spaces to move to? I haven't actually been counting because I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
And I hate counting. Famously.
I was shocked. Did he? I thought you did.
We both did. I didn't know he was.
I just said, look, I know that, the numbers weren't going to go my way, and I had promised him my vote.
Yeah.
So.
Ed looking really good
At this point, it's looking like Sab and Ed.
Yeah. Pauline not far behind, but
previously I'd said Pauline, whichever one of the two of Ed and Sabrina don't want to win, are going to go.
I think so.
I would prefer to keep Ed.
I also Pauline was preferring to keep Sabrina, but she won't have the numbers for it.
Okay.
Oscar is almost out in that little corner.
Yeah, it's really about setting yourself up in the early portion of the challenge, and then once you get to this stage, it's just counting out the tiles that you have left. Ed plays this right, he could be the winner here. Alright, I believe that is Oscar's last tile. He's out of the challenge.
Bad
He's down
luck,
to the final
Oscar.
3. Good try, Oscar.
Looks like Pauline's
That
on
might
her
be
last.
Pauline's final tile as well. Pauline's out of the challenge, down to our final 2.
2. How many are left? It's looking like Ed may have it at this point.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Sab can actually even use all of those tiles she's got there without moving diagonally. Alright.
And that
I think that's
is
it. Sab's out of the challenge.
Ed
wins individual immunity.
Okay.
Alright, Ed, great strategy. Congratulations, you won individual immunity.
Can I get it?
Ed's safe from the tribal council.
Okay.
Cannot be voted out.
Well done.
Alright, so Eden, we're down to final 6. Does it get tougher the further you get in the game?
100%. It's so much more difficult when there's so few people here and there's a limited number of names you can say, a limited number of conversations you can have. I think it also gets a little bit more emotional because we've come so far. We're not with strangers anymore. These are all like friends now. Especially we saw last tribal was quite emotional, and I think everyone felt it. So I suspect it's just going to continue to get hard.
Yeah. Definitely will. Alright, so one of the 5 of you will be the next member voted out of Survivor Canberra versus the World, so we'll see you at Tribal Council. Head on out.
How are you and Beth going?
We voted differently at last tribal.
Yeah.
She did vote against us, so I think we've gone our separate ways, kind of.
Okay, yeah.
At that challenge, I am really happy Ed won. I was actually trying to get him to win. I strategically moved so that he would have the most space he could, because she's also she hasn't pissed off a single person.
Pauline.
I'm sorry, Bethany.
Oh, Bethany.
Sorry, yeah. Bethany hasn't pissed off anyone. I can't think of a single person that she's upset. And no one said that she was a goat or didn't have a shot of winning.
That's true. Yeah, she's definitely a big threat.
The reason I did that is because just before the challenge, Pauline was like, I want Ed out before Sabrina, and I'd actually like Sabrina out before Ed because it makes me nervous to go to the final 5 with the trio of Pauline, Sab, and Oscar, who have voted together every single time. No, but me, you, Bethany, Pauline, and Ed voting for.
I think so. Yeah. Did Ed seem convinced?
Yeah, Ed wants Sab out, and then me, you, and Pauline have the numbers.
My main concern was that Sab was going to win, and she didn't, and I didn't actually want Ed gone anyway, and now it forces everyone's hand.
It's like one of those tricky situations where it's like, I'm not sure where the jury's going to vote. It's hard to know.
Yeah, I don't know, I struggle to see how Sab wouldn't have gained her respect, because she's been such a beast in challenges, she's been great strategically.
I'm so proud of myself for making the final 6. I love Survivor, and it's been so fun to play. Yeah, that has literally just hit me. I'm in the final 6, and hopefully I can stick it and just go all the way and get the votes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
That was so dumb of us.
What?
Not winning that challenge.
Oh,
that was such
I know,
a
we
winnable
should have
one.
just
gone
left each other alone.
Oh, true.
Yeah, we didn't even think about it.
True.
I think I'll be voting for Eden in this tribal council. Either that or Pauline's croissant, because I'm sick of seeing that thing. I can't believe she's held onto it for so long. So it'd either be Eden or the croissant. Maybe we'll do a split vote. Now, please, like, we've voted together the whole time. Is it too soon to take a shot at Oscar?
Do you think he's a threat?
So my closest person I trust is Pauline, 100%. I'm considering this all girls thing. Are you?
Like, I would like to keep a majority of women.
But so do you reckon Eden instead at this stage? I still trust Oscar, but I'm thinking of making a move on him. He's a big threat. We've played similar games, and I am considering doing all 3 women if it's a final 3.
Yeah. Jinx. I suppose we don't have the numbers to split.
We do not.
No. He doesn't have an idol.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got Pauline, who I'm very close to, have been from the start of the game. I think she's a good player. I really do. I think she's very likeable. And I think she deserves to be in the game where she is, and she's done a lot to get there.
As far as I'm concerned, we're voting Eden. And Pauline.
Yeah, I think Pauline is, like, I feel like I trust Pauline. I think I do.
Yeah, I trust her.
And I think Ed does what, he says he's going to go.
Yeah, that's right.
Ultimately in this game, perception is reality, and at the moment the perception is if I go to the end with Sab, that I've been riding her coattails.
Yeah. We've got the votes.
We've got the votes, and we've got a 5-1.
Yeah, and then we got Oscar next as well.
Yeah.
So we're sweet.
Yeah. When I'm playing someone at a board game, Catan, Terraforming Mars, any of those kinds of ones, I will make, cutthroat moves and I won't care. But in this game, you're playing with real people, and you're seeing their emotions, and I never realised it would be this hard to actually make the moves. I mean, I'm still going to make the moves that I need to make. I'm not going to let my emotions get in the way, but it's harder than I thought it would be.
I assume she's saying me.
Yeah.
Look, it's what it is.
I mean,
it is.
Yeah. I've said you.
Yeah, and I've said you to her because
I
can't say anything.
It's going to be a bit hard to vote Sab out. Like, she is my closest ally. But, ultimately, I didn't come into this game to make friends. I came here to win. And if I have to vote out Sab, I'll do it.
That was a surprising one.
So I think Pauline is in with us as well.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think Oscar is too.
Really? It's really good that I've been able to get this immunity. It also means that I'm in a bit of a strategic position now where I can start helping make some moves that might help me in the long run for this competition.
Right.
Do you believe that?
I found that really surprising. I think he's jumping ship.
I think he knows he can't.
I think he knows where it's going.
I think Sabrina's the biggest threat to me personally, because she's shown that she is capable, and people see her as obviously having made moves. Otherwise, they wouldn't have voted the way they did when we did the touchy subjects. Oscar's slightly worried that she might have a
Right.
but there's not enough people to do anything else at this point.
I think we have to go for her.
I think we've got to go for her.
Yeah.
She's brilliant.
I'm never confident going into it. I'm always going to work and make sure that it's not going to be me. I don't know, I only voted against Oscar because I think she was there when I was explaining that. I can't remember. So.
Yeah, no, she didn't say
Yeah.
it was just my pitch because
Yeah.
obviously I can't tell her.
Yeah. Sabrina's been told that Eden is the decoy vote, so if it all goes to shit.
Under the top. So I don't think there is an idol. Well, maybe there is. I just can't find it. I'm not very good at searching. I'm nervous if Sabrina has an idol, because she has sort of. I think she's the most strategic. She's the most likely to have it if it's there. I'm still curious. I'm like, where the fuck is everything? Where is the idol?
Yeah.
How did I find Poofy?
Yeah, true. How did you find it?
Bethany actually pointed me to where the first idol was. But I haven't heard any talk of idols. I don't know if anyone's found anything. It's really stressing me out. I also saw Sabrina looking for an idol just before we spoke, so I don't think she's got anything.
I don't know.
My main concern at this time is making sure that Sab feels comfortable. I have been so paranoid about this damn idol, which maybe it's not in the game anymore.
But I think Sab seems super comfortable. I just told her I'd go to rocks for her.
I did just say that to them as well.
I actually think that there's a strong chance that this, at this point, could end up being a 5-1 vote on Sab. If I play my idol, I could cancel out all of the other people's votes, and then Sab and I could make a move on someone else.
So, okay, I'm happy to take out Aiden this time.
Yep.
How does that sound?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
And we'll chat to Oscar.
I just think that Eden's more of a threat than Oscar is.
Yeah, we'll take him out now.
The other name that's out there at the moment is Eden. Eden's a bit of a dark horse in some ways. Like, he is an underdog. He has that narrative. He came from the World Tribe, and he's fought his way through. He's a bit sneaky as well. So, you know, he's not the worst person to get out at this point.
I had the worst odds. I came from the World Tribe. We were getting decimated one by one, and I managed to ingratiate myself into the majority. I flipped, I flopped, I did lots of things to try and ensure that I would get to my seat at Final Tribal, and I stopped at nothing to do that. I think I had the harder road than the other two next to me, and I think because of that, I deserve the title of Sole Survivor. Yeah.
That's just quick.
Yeah, that it's got. It's like putting off a band-aid, isn't it?
I love that you still have it with you.
So I think my options at this vote are going to be either I can put my vote on Sab and make a big move and vote out my closest ally in this game, or I can play my idol on Sab and then Sab and I can make a big move and vote out maybe Eden.
Come on in. Okay, and we'll now bring in the members of our jury. Aiden, Andrew, John, Todd, and Loz voted out at the last tribal council. Okay, final 6.
Wow, we're getting down to it.
We are getting down to it. This is becoming, the jury's becoming as big as you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ed, you've won immunity. How has that, when you got back to camp, how did that factor into the decision making?
Honestly, I thought I was going to be next. I really needed to win immunity. So
why did you think you were going to be next?
I was really close to Todd and Loz. I think we had that very tight group. I think there was a bit of a sentiment that we were big threats. So I think people were starting to make moves against big threats. But yeah, so I'm glad I won this. I think it's really helped.
So why do you think you're perceived as a threat?
Well, ironically, I'd normally say, I don't win any challenges, so I don't know why that's the case, but I was lucky this time. I think it's just, I seem like a physical guy, so I think that comes into people's perspective when they're considering like challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Oscar, we're at a stage of the game where, we start need to creating a resume. Do you think that now is the time to start making some flashy moves to impress the jury?
Yes.
How do you do that? How do you go about that?
I think we're all thinking about resume moves, and I think you basically you work to vote off who they think should go.
I need to work that out in my head. So I suppose there haven't been many advantages or idols or things played recently. Would that potentially come into play?
Yes. Yeah, so I think it's always a concern I have. Like throughout the last few votes, I've thought there would be an idol played, and it will, I believe will eventually be played. I think it's just important to work out the votes so when it is played, it's not you that goes home as collateral damage.
Yeah. Bethany, obviously there's no blueprint for impressing a jury. It's about figuring out what a jury would like in a winner. Do you think this jury would appreciate subtle moves, or do you think they would appreciate those big moves?
I think looking at this jury, they're all Survivor fans, so I think they will appreciate all styles of gameplay, I would hope. Like, there's so many different ways to play Survivor, and it's all about getting to the end and then pitching your case and working with the best information that you've got to impress them. And I think it's how you, it can come down to like how you present your case at the end, whether you're successful or not. I think you just have to concentrate on playing how you think you should play, and make all the moves that you need to, and then explain them at the end.
Right, and so we have talked about a lot that the alliances are shifting, they're moving. Do you feel like you're in a clear majority now, or do you feel like maybe there is no clear majority now?
I feel like the game is fluid at this stage, where there's lots of conversations that are being had, lots of people going off together multiple times, and I just don't know if it's always as cut and dry. From my perspective, I'm just keeping with what I've been doing, and hoping that the people that I put my trust in are doing the same. But I definitely think the game is afoot and something's happening. I know I've changed my alliance actually to the croissant, so I'm aligning myself with Pauline's croissant.
Number one.
It's going to be here till the end. So.
Good luck with that alliance. Pauline, I suppose talking about tonight's vote, from your perspective, is it going to be? Is it a consensus? Is there going to be a split? What's happening?
So I've had a number of conversations with all of these guys, and you know, a group of us has come to a consensus, and I'm sticking with that.
All right.
Okay.
So, is there anyone that feels like they're not in that consensus? Is anyone feeling like they're being left out of a vote here? So everyone feels like they're in the majority, so someone's probably about to get blindsided, aren't they?
That's right.
Yeah, so with that we will vote. So Ed, you do have the immunity necklace, so you cannot be voted for. Everyone else is fair game. Oscar, you're up first.
You're about to take a shot at me, and I hope you miss. Best of luck. Jesus.
Are you okay? Did it get you?
That's all good. It's my
We'll do the walk-in again.
You sure you don't want to have that one?
Are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Sab, you're the biggest threat right now. I think this is going to be the move against you that gets you out of the game.
All right, we'll go count the votes. If anyone does have an idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, we'll read the votes. All right, first vote. Eden. Second vote. Sab. One vote Eden, one vote Sab. 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 That's 3 votes Sab, 1 vote Eden. The 11th person voted out of Survivor Canberra versus the World and the 6th member of the jury. Sab. Brings your torch. Alright Sab, well played, but the tribe has spoken. Thank you, you can head on out. Alright, final 5, congratulations. We're on the home stretch, so you really do need to start thinking about who you want to take to the end and make sure your resume is good enough to win over this jury. You can head on out, we'll see you at your next challenge.
feel content. Like I made it further than I thought I would. I'm happy with the game I played. I think they all saw me as a pretty big threat at the end there. I'm a bit shocked that my two turned on me. And yeah, I'll be interested to hear. I'll be interested to hear why they did that.
Sab, I hope I've been successful at making you feel safe tonight. Sorry to do this.
I was lucky enough to be on majority. I know there's been a bit of talk of, we were coasting at that point, but we weren't coasting. We were playing the cards that we got dealt. My money is on Ed if he makes it to the end. If Ed doesn't make it, Pauline.
This is the hardest vote yet for me. We've been together since the first day, been through everything, voted together every vote. But unfortunately, we're too similar, but you're just a little bit better and you're going to beat me at the end.
Yeah, so many positive takeaways from this experience. It's been amazing. Like just being out here, meeting all these awesome people who love Survivor, doing the challenges, doing okay in the challenges. I've just wanted to do this my whole life, so it's been a blast.